Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 54 of Coast to Coast Lifestyles with me, Cassie, on the Mississippi Gulf Coast, and Heather with Windermere Real Estate over in the East Seattle, Washington area. So we're definitely coast to coast, that is for sure. I just realized we have crossed the 1 year mark of being with everyone because we were officially past episode 52. Plus, we had a few weeks sabbatical in there, so that's super exciting. Happy 1 year to us, I suppose. But today we're going to do a quick update on stats for December. And then when we come back from the holidays, we will have a recording next week. And then when we come back from the holidays, we will be doing a year-end review. But for today, Heather, tell us how December is looking over there.
Yeah, so when we are kind of looking at December, we're looking back on November and the stats that came out then. And honestly, November kind of went as predicted. Like once you start reaching the holiday season, the market always slows down. You have people who just do not want to move and uproot their entire lives during the holiday season. They want to be able to host or spend time with friends and families. So as predicted, things just kind of slowed down. So when you're looking back at like October of this year, we locally had 1.2 months of inventory, which is in most parts of the country is very much a seller's market. For us, it's kind of like a seller starting to transition into like a neutral environment. It's really bizarre. We kind of changed from other parts of the country, but we went from 1.2 months in October to 1.5 months in November. So a little bit of a dip. Nothing crazy. Inventory definitely went down by about a couple hundred homes on Seattle's east side. But even with that, values kind of stayed pretty pretty steady. There weren't a heck of a lot of changes there. But even with that, we did see a slight decrease in multiple offer situations. So in October, we saw 37% of all offers went above list price. And in November, we only saw 33%. So a slight dip there, but it still shows you that our market is still relatively strong to be receiving a third of all offers being above list price. So we predict that to kind of continue in a downward trend for December, just because again, holiday season, nobody wants to move. But we are thinking that January is going to start up on a pretty crazy foot. So we'll see what happens. But that's really all I got. Nothing crazy here. How about you?
Yeah. Well, for us, I'm really excited about doing our year-end review when it comes time. But when we're looking at our November cumulative days on the market, we had a little bit of a dip from 43 to 39. So that's always good to see that houses are selling faster. As far as our month supply, we went from 4.5 to 4.2. So we actually, that's higher than we've seen, obviously, in a long time, being, in the fours at all. But it's still pretty strong for our area. Just it doesn't feel so strong when we're coming out of, the markets we've been in where, inventory was in the twos, sometimes ones. So, which is very uncommon for us. I know that's more common for you guys. So it looks like our supply of houses went down a little bit, which partly that's because people are kind of holding off on even listing their houses to begin with. And months of supply, for those who don't know, is like how many months it would take to sell everything you have if no new homes came on the market. So it's a really good indicator of kind of the supply and demand part of real estate. So as far as our prices, this is our median sales price. I mean, we went from 249 to 241. So, everything is kind of holding steady here. If we go back the last few months, we're around that 240 mark. So I think that kind of, not to give a spoiler for our year end, but I think things have started to stabilize in a lot of areas. And so it's going to be really exciting for next year which is next week, and I'm super, super excited about giving our projections for 2025. And yeah, so anything you want to say on that note to close us out?
No, I'm very excited to recap. I know that there's been a couple of interesting things that happened this year. And then yeah, next year is going to be a whole nother ball game. So very excited to talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we will see you guys next week. Same time, same place.